Good morning and welcome to your HAN Network coffee break for Tuesday, July 18th. I'm Frank Renito, still holding down fort for Kate Czaplinski, bringing you this morning's top stories from around Fairfield County, including Tuesday night's New Canaan caucus results, a Milford fast food chain robbery, and an upcoming road work for the town of Ridgefield, plus more information on the Darien pill mill scandal. Donald Ang is back to give us a look back on this day in history, and Kevin Coleman takes a look at the forecast along with a Nutmeg Sports update. But first, we start in New Canaan, where incumbent Rob Malazzi failed to win the endorsement to run for a fourth term as first selectman of New Canaan, losing a tight Republican caucus to challenger Kevin Moynihan. Moynihan won by 10 votes, 612 to 602, in a caucus that generally predicts the winner of the fall election in an overwhelmingly Republican town. At the Democratic caucus, Kit Devereaux was endorsed as the candidate for first selectman by unanimous vote of the 60 in attendance. For full results of both caucuses, you can go to ncadvertiser.com. And also in New Canaan, resident Michael E. Handler has announced he is a Republican candidate for governor. Handler, currently Director of Administration for the City of Stamford and volunteer Director of the Office of Emergency Management for New Canaan, announced Tuesday that his filing of a candidate committee has been accepted by the state. Handler previously held leadership roles including captain in the New Canaan Volunteer Ambulance Corps. The campaign has a website at handler2018.com. In other news, Milford police are looking for two men who tried to rob Sonic Restaurant at 1365 Boston Post Road around 8:40 on Monday morning. Two men had entered the restaurant and one of them placed an empty bag on the counter. The suspect told an employee to fill the bag with money. The employee walked away from the register and the suspects left the building without any money, got into a dark-colored SUV, police say. The suspects were described as two black men, both heavy-set. One of the men was wearing a gray sweatshirt with gray sweatpants and a red hat. The other man was wearing a black shirt, black jeans, and a red hat. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Milford Police Detective Bureau at 203-877-1465 or Detective Sergeant Jeff Cortez at 203-783-4761 or J. Cortez, that's J-C-O-R-T-E-S, at ci.milford.ct.us, reference case number 3585-17. And drivers can share their thoughts about the Black Rock Turnpike corridor through Friday, July 28th. A survey which can be found at fairfield-sun.com is part of a broader initiative focused on enhancing safety. A state highway which sees average daily traffic volumes exceeding 20,000 vehicles per day, Black Rock Turnpike has been identified as a trouble spot in need of improvement, most recently by the Fairfield Bike and Pedestrian Master Plan. Fairfield has received a state grant to identify strategies to create a safer area more attractive to pedestrians, which could accommodate bicycles, buses, and other vehicles, while improving connections between nearby residential areas and shops, businesses, and restaurants. And on a sadder note, Reading Land Trust founder and former First Selectman Marianne Guitar died Tuesday, July 18th. First Selectman Julia Pemberton said Guitar's passing is a great loss for the town of Reading. Marianne Guitar was the first selectman of the town from 1977 to 1989. Before that, she was a selectman from 1969 to 1975. She first bought her home here in 1956 and then moved here full-time in the mid-1960s, Pemberton said. Pemberton also said Guitar has been a mentor to many people, especially to those who are active today in town government. If there was one thing I would say about her, it's that when you walk out in your door anywhere in town, No one can debate that the beauty of Reading persists today, largely due to the efforts of Marianne Guitar and her fellow landsavers, Pemberton said. According to Pemberton, Guitar was instrumental in helping Reading achieve its goal of acquisition of open space, the Lone Town March across from Reading Elementary School. It was also known as Murphy's Swamp back then, Pemberton said. This was the first open space purchased by the town of Reading. Marianne was 95 years old, but she wanted kids to learn about tadpoles and nature firsthand, not on a computer, by the feeling of frogs. Pemberton added that, and there is more on that story at thereadingpilot.com. And in an update on a Darien doctor who is currently being sought by law enforcement as a result of an investigation into his Norwalk medical practice, Dr. Ramil Mansurov of Darien was apprehended on July 13th by Canada Border Services Agency, according to Thomas Carson of the U.S. Attorney's Office. Mansurov and Dr. Bharat Patel of Milford have been charged by a federal crime complaint with writing prescriptions outside the scope of legitimate medical practice, healthcare fraud, and money laundering relating to their activities at their Norwalk medical practice. Patel was arrested on July 12th at his residence. Dominique McNeely of the CBSA confirmed Mansurov was being detained and appeared on July 17th, before the Immigration and Refugee Board, who decided his detention should be maintained. McNeely told the Darien Times Mansurov will be appearing in front of the tribunal again on July 24th. We'll be reviewing his detention once again and also reviewing whether he is admissible to Canada. It is an immigration issue, McNeely said. McNeely said Mansurov was arrested under Section 36 of the Immigration and Refugee Act, which states a foreign national is inadmissible to the country based on serious criminality. He said a decision will be made as to whether he is admissible based on all the evidence available. It is a removal proceeding. And there is more on this story at theDarienTimes.com. And the Wilton Board of Selectmen will allow Wilton deli owner Matt Francia to place picnic tables on town land adjacent to his 379 Danbury Road business. After Francia contacted the town about a possible easement for natural gas, First Selectman Lynn Vanderslice said it was discovered that the picnic tables that had been there for years were actually on town property and not on deli property. The town did not object, Vanderslice said, but wanted an agreement in case of any problems. But taking a break now from Fairfield County News, we'll take a moment and look at this morning's weather forecast report. And for that, we throw it over to Kevin Coleman. Kevin, good morning. Good morning, Frank. Thank you. Right now this morning we see some sunshine, and now we're starting to see some clouds roll in. And this afternoon we may even see a possible thunderstorm looming around your afternoon drive home, high around 92. Tonight we see some clouds. This evening will give way to mainly clear skies overnight, low near 70. And tomorrow, Frank, we have the hottest day of the week, sunny with a few afternoon clouds here or there. It's going to be a high of 93. And on Friday, isolated thunderstorms in the morning, but becoming sunny late in the afternoon time when you ride home. It's going to be high near 90. Saturday, we roll into the weekend. It's going to be a little bit of a gloomy day. Cloudy in the morning, and then on and off rain showers during the afternoon hours, high around 83. And we wrap up the weekend with some clouds and scattered thunderstorms on Sunday, high of 81. That'll do it for your weather update. Frank, back to you. Thank you, Kevin. Hopefully a couple of the storms make it here a little earlier this week, try to break up this humidity. But we are going to take a quick break on your coffee break. When we return, Donald Eng has a look back on this day in history. Kevin brings you a Nutmeg Sports update, and there's plenty more local news. All of that's coming up next on your coffee break on the HAN Network.
Now teeing off, Paul Miller from Miller Nissan in Fairfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Miller. What about my new Sentra?
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
He is never going to retire.
At Pure Barre Ridgefield, our tried and true method can shape every body and fit any schedule. Pure Barre is a total body workout using the ballet bar to perform small isometric movements which burn fat, sculpt muscles, and create long, lean physiques. Sweat away the day and get lost in the music. Pure Barre Ridgefield, located at 86 Danbury Road. Like us on Facebook at Pure Barre Ridgefield.
You don't have to go far for authentic Neapolitan cuisine and renowned wood-fire pizza. Pizzeria Loretano of Bethel is a contemporary Italian bistro, specializing in authentic wood-fired brick oven pizza Napolitana. Pizzeria Loretano was named one of America's top 1,000 Italian restaurants in 2008 by Zagat, and recommended by Jane and Michael Stern on National Public Radio's Splendid Table. Located close to the Bethel Cinema, we focus on quality, and our food is always made to order. Join us for live jazz Sundays from 6 to 8. Find our schedule, menu, and more at pizzerialoretano.com, and like us on Facebook.
School's out, the weather is hot, and the fish are biting. Whether you're heading to the beach or out on a boat, stop in at the dock shop before you go to fill your beach bag or tackle box with everything you'll need for fun in the sun. A new beach cover-up, some sunscreen, or just some bait, the dock shop has you covered from either location. 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. And yes, you heard that right. Bait is now available in Darien and Westport. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to this Wednesday, July 19th episode of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Frank Renito, and we are happy to have Donald Eng back in studio today as we get ready to take a look back on this day in history. Don, welcome back. What do you have?
Well, I have some Olympic heroes that were just never to get their chance. But first, we go to 1799. During the Egyptian campaign of Napoleon Bonaparte, a French soldier discovers a black basalt slab inscribed with ancient writing near the town of Rosetta, about 35 miles north of Alexandria. The stone has fragments of the identical passage written in Greek, hieroglyphics, and Egyptian Demotic, and dates back to the 2nd century BC, during the reign of Ptolemy V. It would be the key to learning how to decipher hieroglyphics, a written language that had been dead for 2,000 years. That is the Rosetta Stone. To 1848 now, a 2-day women's rights conference opens in Seneca Falls, New York, to discuss the social, civil, and religious condition and rights of women. The convention would pass a number of resolutions, but one in particular, calling for the right to vote, was controversial among the delegates. The controversy subsided when none other than Frederick Douglass declared that the world would be a better place if women were involved in politics. 1903, Maurice Garin wins the first Tour de France. The race was staged to boost circulation of the bicycling magazine L'Auto, and it ran 1,500 miles in just 6 stages. Garin's margin of victory was more than nearly 3 hours, and he used his prize money to open, of all things, a gas station, which he would run for the next 54 years. Finally, now we go to 1980 for this.
President Leonid Brezhnev of the Soviet Union and President of the International Olympic Committee, Lord Michael Killinan, arrived to attend the opening ceremony of the Games of the 22nd Olympiad.
Leonid Ilyich Brezhnev.
Of the 1980 Summer Olympics, officially known as the Games of the 23rd Olympiad in Moscow, Soviet Union. The first and still to this day the only Olympics held in Eastern Europe. 66 countries, led by the U.S., boycotted the Games in protest of the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. That is your look back in history for today, July 19th, and I'm Donald Eng.
Thank you very much, Don. As we are getting back to some local news now, work on Ridgefield's Main Street is scheduled for next year, according to state transportation and air quality documents for the area that are up for public review. 2 items listed on the 134-item Transportation Improvement Program address traffic flow between Governors and Prospect Streets, $140,000 for right-of-way purchases, and $3.15 million for construction, both scheduled for 2018. Ridgefield First Selectman Rudy Marconi said the state's listing of Main Street project in its plans won't circumvent as an as-yet unscheduled local public hearing on the project. A public information meeting on the regional transportation plan is scheduled for August 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Western Connecticut Council offices in Sandy Hook. The Housatonic Valley Planning Group will consider endorsing the plan at its August 17th meeting. A public comment period runs through noon on August 7th, and you can follow this story at theridgefieldpress.com. And now we welcome back Kevin Coleman to the studio as we will throw it over for a Nutmeg Sports update. Kevin.
Thank you, Frank. Last night, Jack McFarland's managing the 5th-seeded Trumbull Senior Leisure team. They posted a 3-2 victory over 4th-seeded Stratford last night. Trumbull will go back tonight to Pendersfield in Stratford at 4 p.m. tonight to take on Stratford in Game 2. Andrew Loico had the key hit, and Dan Keckler got the win as he allowed 1 run through 4 innings. With a win tonight in Game 2, if Trumbull wins Game 2 tonight, they will advance to the next round. If Stratford is able to win Game 2 tonight, they will force a doubleheader immediately after that 4 o'clock game. So that's going to be a tight game between Trumbull, so we want to wish them the best of luck. And coming up today at 2 p.m. on Nutmeg Sports, it'll be myself and Frank Granito. We will get you caught up on all the latest news and stories that are going around here in Fairfield County and around the nation. That'll do it for your sports update. And also, don't forget to follow us on Snapchat and Instagram. We got a lot of fun going around the office, so be sure to see what we're doing behind the scenes. That'll do it for your Nutmeg Sports update. Frank, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. And we'll also be joined by some special guests this afternoon on Nutmeg. Make sure you tune in to find out. In Stamford, according to Hearst Media, the former principal of Jefferson Science Magnet School in Norwalk is expected to finalize his application for a special form of probation today. Authorities say 46-year-old John Reynolds took $26,000 that was donated to Jefferson's Student Activities Fund over a period of several years. He has applied for accelerated rehabilitation, which clears the record of first-time offenders if they complete probation. Attorney Eugene Riccio told Hearst, Connecticut that Reynolds will likely have to make restitution and complete a probationary-type program for up to 2 years. If he violates the law during that time, the first-degree larceny case pending against him can be reinstated. Reynolds has also served as headmaster of Pear Tree Point School, a private elementary school in Darien, but he left that position late last year. Also in Stamford, a 17-year-old from Stamford faces 20 years in prison for a 2015 murder outside a downtown Stamford McDonald's. Hearst, Connecticut reports that Judge Gary White said he hopes Marquest Hall serves every day of his sentence for the stabbing death of Antonio Morales on Bedford Street, but acknowledged the teen will be eligible for parole in 12 years because of his age. Hall and his attorney Ryan O'Neill accepted a plea agreement in March for the first-degree manslaughter charge. Hall declined to speak at his sentencing, but O'Neill said his client deeply regrets killing the 52-year-old Guatemalan immigrant. According to Hearst, he was 15 years old at the time of the crime. And in other news, according to Hearst Media, a Stamford man has been accused of videotaping a girl while she was in a dressing room at the Stamford Town Center. Stamford police told Hearst, Connecticut that a teenage girl was trying on dresses at the Forever 21 store when she noticed a pair of men's shoes and a shirt on the floor near the dressing room stall at about 7:30 p.m. on Monday. When she moved to the other side of the stall, she saw a cell phone lying on the shirt with the camera pointed at her, police said. After pulling out her own cell phone and snapping some pictures, the girl left the dressing room and reported the incident to a store employee. Hector Celestino Reynoso of Hackett Circle was detained by store security. Reynoso agreed to let police examine his cell phone, which had images of the girl undressing, Lynch said. Reynoso also had images of another person and was charged with 2 counts of voyeurism, which Lynch also reported. Reynoso was released following his arraignment at the Stamford courthouse after posting a $5,000 court appearance bond. We are going to take one more break now this morning, but when we do return, we're recapping today's top stories on your coffee break. Kevin has got one more forecast report for you. That's all coming up next on the HAN Network.
Want a new experience in car buying? No aggravation, no confrontation, just answers to all your questions. Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car buying the way you want it to be. With one of the largest selections of new 2- and 4-door Jeep Wranglers available, we are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Located in Fairfield, Connecticut, we're easy to get to. Just 2.5 miles off the Merritt Parkway, exit 44 via Route 58 South. Save thousands right now at the summer clearance event. Going on now through July 31st.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The InSports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now at the summer clearance event. Going on now through July 31st.
Celebrate summer with fresh, made-to-order picnic boxes from Walter Stewart's Market. We have delicious summery selections from buttermilk fried chicken to grilled lemon chicken kebab, grilled shrimp Caesar salad wraps, or lobster salad rolls. Our easy-to-carry picnic boxes come with your choice of a meal, as well as a dessert, beverage, and utensils. Order online for simple pickup options. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, and online at stewartsmarket.com.
If you've ever thought about owning a motor coach or learning about what it's like to travel the open road in superior style and comfort, then contact Dave's RV Center in Danbury, Connecticut. Offering the best quality Class A motorhomes from Newmar, travel trailers and fifth wheel lines from Surveyor, and a toy hauler line from Work and Play. Choose from Newmar's Gas Line, Baystar and Canyon Star, or from Newmar's Diesel Line, Ventana and Dutch Star. And with unparalleled service and maintenance, Dave's RV is committed to keeping you and your motor coach safely on the road and enjoying it to the fullest. Stop by their showroom, 2 Industrial Plaza Road, Danbury, Connecticut, or call 877-483-3866.
I'm Tracy Masella, a licensed clinical social worker at Silver Hill Hospital in New Canaan. Join me each month as we talk with experts on the front lines of the treatment of mental health and addiction. Straight Talk with Tracy, a Silver Hill Hospital production, airs at 12 p.m. on the second Thursday of each month here on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to this Wednesday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Frank Renito, and we are taking a look back at this morning's top stories, including in New Canaan, where last night incumbent Rob Malazzi failed to win the endorsement to run for a 4th term as first selectman of New Canaan, losing a tight Republican caucus to challenger Kevin Moynihan. Moynihan won by 10 votes, 612 to 602, in a caucus that generally predicts the winner of a fall election in the overwhelmingly Republican town. At the Democratic caucus, Kit Devereaux was endorsed as the candidate for first selectman by a unanimous vote of the 60 in attendance. For full results of both caucuses, you can go to ncadvertiser.com. Also in New Canaan, resident Michael E. Handler has announced he is a Republican candidate for governor. Handler, currently Director of Administration for the City of Stamford and Volunteer Director of the Office of Emergency Management for New Canaan, announced Tuesday that his filing of a candidate committee has been accepted by the state. Handler previously held leadership roles, including captain in the New Canaan Volunteer Ambulance Corps. The campaign has a website at handler2018.com. In other news, Milford police are looking for 2 men who tried to rob a Sonic restaurant at 1365 Boston Post Road around 8:40 Monday morning. 2 men had entered the restaurant, and one of them placed an empty bag on the counter. The suspect told an employee to fill the bag with the money. The employee walked away from the register, and the suspects left the building without any money and got into a dark-colored SUV, police said. Suspects were described as 2 black men, both heavy-set. One of the men was wearing a gray sweatshirt with gray sweatpants and a red hat. The other man was wearing a black shirt, black jeans, and a red jacket. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Milford Police Detective Bureau at 203-877-1011 203-1465 or Detective Sergeant Jeff Cortez at 203-783-4761 or at jcortez, that's JCORTES, at ci.milford.ct.us. Reference case number 3585-17. And in an update on a Darien doctor who's currently being sought by law enforcement as a result of an investigation into his Norwalk medical practice, Dr. Ramil Mansurov of Darien was apprehended on July 13th by the Canada Border Services Agency, according to Thomas Carson of the U.S. Attorney's Office. Mansurov and Dr. Paret Patel of Milford have been charged by federal crime complaint with writing prescription outside the scope of legitimate medical practice, healthcare fraud, and money laundering relating to activities at their Norwalk medical practice. Patel was arrested on July 12th at his residence. Dominique McNeely of CBSA confirmed Mansurov was being detained and appeared on July 17th before the Immigration and Refugee Board, who decided his detention should be maintained. McNeely told the Darien Times Mansurov will be appearing in front of the tribunal again on July 24th. We will be reviewing his detention once again and also reviewing whether he is admissible to Canada. It is an immigration issue, McNeely said. McNeely said Mansurov was arrested under Section 36 of the Immigration and Refugee Act, which states a foreign national is inadmissible to the country based on serious criminality. He said a decision will be made as to whether he is admissible based on all the evidence available. It is a removal proceeding now. And there's more on that story at DarienTimes.com. We're going to take one more look at the forecast, and for that, we will send it over to Kevin Coleman. Kevin.
Thank you, Frank. Right now, you're looking outside your window, seeing a sun of clouds. That's what we saw throughout the morning. But as we go into the afternoon time, you're going to see clouds start to develop in more. A possibility of a thunderstorm on your commute home this afternoon into the evening time, high around 90. You look at tonight, some clouds this evening. It'll start to clear up a little bit as we go through the overnight low of 70. Tomorrow is going to be the hottest day of the week. It's going to be humid, so be sure to dress lightly tomorrow. Sunny with a few afternoon clouds, high of 93. And on Friday, isolated thunderstorms in the morning, but becoming sunny late in the afternoon, so it's going to be good for your afternoon drive home or your commute home in the evening time on Friday, high near 90. And on Saturday, it's going to be cloudy in the morning and on and off rain showers throughout the afternoon hours, high of 83. And we wrap up the weekend on Sunday with variable clouds throughout the morning time and then scattered thunderstorms in the late afternoon, high of 81. That'll do it for your weather update. Frank, back to you.
All right, thank you, Kevin. A little bit of a heat spell right here, but it sounds like it'll start to cool down a little bit over the
dog days of summer, man.
That's where we are at. Well, we are going to be wrapping things up here on your coffee break now, but Kevin and I are back at 2 o'clock. We've got plenty of local sports stories going on, plus some special guests from the Babe Ruth State Champion 13U Trumbull Travel Baseball Team. For Donald and Kevin Coleman, I'm Frank Renito. We'll see you this afternoon, and back here as always at 11 a.m. for your coffee break tomorrow morning.